And hello, one and all, and welcome to my live review for WWE FastLane 2016. I'm going to give you my overall thoughts and opinions on what took place on tonight's pay-per-view special. Uh, Overall, I'm left with mixed emotions on how this pay-per-view played out. Um, I'm not going to, crap all over the show. There was some positive stuff that I can take away from it. However, there was definitely a fair amount of stuff that I felt left to be desired and stuff that certainly didn't feel as of pay-per-view quality on the show. But we will get into that taking a look at what took place on tonight's show. So without further ado, let's talk about some of the good stuff that took place on tonight's pay-per-view. I thought the Fastlane kickoff match between Callisto and Alberto Del Rio, the 2 out of 3 falls match, was a very good match. And I have to give props, shout out to Mario Ranallo. So excited to hear him on commentary tonight. It was a breath of fresh air. I had my fingers crossed that we were going to get him on commentary for the entire show. However, it was only for the pre-show, but it definitely helped make this match between Callisto and Alberto Del Rio that much better. Excuse me. And I thought Callisto and Del Rio, they had a very solid match, probably the best match that they had in their series to date. The interesting thing that I saw about this match, found out about this match, was the way that Del Rio intentionally got himself disqualified as a result of hitting Callisto in the back with the chair, and this would lead to the Callisto getting the first fall due to the disqualification. So I found it interesting that they would have Alberto Del Rio do this, and the ref would eventually have to check in on Callisto to see if he would be healthy enough to continue for the second fall. And then eventually Callisto was able to turn the corners and get the next 2 falls, and Callisto was able to retain his United States Championship. Like I said, really solid, enjoyable match. I wish this match was on the main show rather than the pre-show. I don't understand why they couldn't have had that Wyatt Family match on the pre-show and put this on the main show where it deserved to be and would help the overall main show card. But like I said, Callisto was able to get the victory after he sent Del Rio into the turnbuckles, and that allowed him to get the roll-up for the victory for the third fall. So there was some good stuff in this match. Definitely go back and check it out if you're able to watch it. And hopefully they move Callisto on to a potential feud with Neville. I feel like Neville versus Callisto would be a good match to have at WrestleMania 32 for that United States Championship. It would give something for Neville, a guy that's really been toiling in the mid-card, hasn't really had a lot to do. And him and Callisto, I feel, could have a tremendous match at WrestleMania. So a very good way to kick off the pre-show. And then heading into the main card, the first match was Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch versus Team Bad. I enjoyed this tag match. They gave the women more than enough time to go in there and work in the ring. It was interesting to see how Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch would work together with one another, being in the ring with against Tamina and Naomi. Early on, Sasha was in there getting her offense in. Eventually, she made the tag to Becky, and then Becky would take a lot of punishment in the match, and that would eventually build to the hot tag that was given to Sasha. And then towards the end of the match, Sasha was able to get the disarmor to Naomi. Sasha got Tamina in with the bank statement, and Naomi tried to rush into the ring, and Becky Lynch was able to lock in her disarmor, and that led to both members of Team Bad tapping. Therefore, since Sasha Banks and Tamina were the 2 legal women, Sasha and Becky won. So a solid tag match. Didn't really tease too much dissension between Sasha and Becky, but I'm hoping going forward that we do get that triple threat title match at WrestleMania between Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte for the Divas title. So I'm interested to see what direction they have for the women. Then the second match, third match overall, was Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, I will give these guys credit. They did go in there, and they had a really good match. However, to me, I wasn't truly invested in this match, I have to admit, because I have seen this match. This was their 11th match, to be honest. And, no matter how good a match is, if you keep seeing it, the same guys wrestle over and over and over again, it just doesn't feel as special. Therefore, I wouldn't be quite invested in this match, say, as if this may have been, this was only the third time that these guys fought. I know the crowd was chanting, "This was awesome," so the crowd was in it. I was seeing some, getting some good feedback, on Twitter about it. So that was good to see. However, I just couldn't get into this match. Not saying that the work rate wasn't there, and both guys certainly did bust their asses in this match. And, the outcome was fairly predictable, though. We all knew that, Owens, with him just picking up the Intercontinental Championship on Monday Night Raw, that it was fairly obvious that he was going to walk in and walk out of this match as IC champion. And that is exactly what happened. Owens was able to pick up the victory after he hit the pop-up powerbomb on Dolph Ziggler and retained his title. After the match, I did like it when he got in Michael Cole's face and said, "I'm the champ." I always enjoy it when Kevin Owens is going right at Michael Cole and treating him like the tool bag that he is. And somebody actually made the joke on Twitter that they should have Kevin Owens versus Michael Cole in a Texas street fight at WrestleMania. And I think it's not going to happen, but that would obviously be really, really funny to see, because Owens would just beat the complete shit out of him. But yeah. Then after this match, this is where the show, and I have a major gripe here. We had the Wyatt family versus Big Show, Ryback, and Kane. I was dreading this match as soon as they announced it. I was hoping that this is how they would book it. They would have the Wyatt family go in there and just completely dominate and decimate Big Show, Kane, and Ryback, making them look like the dominant, unstoppable force that we know that they all can be with the correct booking behind them. That is not what happened. Instead, we had a long, drawn-out match that seemed to suck the life out of the crowd, and I was watching this pay-per-view with some friends. We weren't even interested in this match at all. I was watching actually a couple of Rock promos. I was just so out of it, so I figured, hey, just look up Rock promos. I'm bored, so why not? And the match just dragged, and it went on and on and on. And, I keep looking up. I'm like, okay, at least they'll have the Wyatt family go over, right? They didn't have that. It came down to Luke Harper and Ryback in the ring. Harper goes for the powerbomb, but Ryback powers out with the shell shock to pick up the victory. Let me say that again. Harper goes for the powerbomb, but Ryback powers out with the shell shock to pick up the victory. What are we doing with the Wyatt family? I have to ask that. What are we doing with the Wyatt family? They lost. They lost to the Titans, as they said. So I guess they couldn't get the job done. So where do we go here with the Wyatt family? They could not beat Ryback, Big Show, and Kane. It frustrates me with the way that WWE has booked the Wyatt family since their debut. They could be this dominant, unstoppable force, as I said previously. Imagine if they would just, in a sense, take over the entire company. They would gain control of the tag titles, the IC titles, the US title, the world title. You could have them hold every title if you really wanted to. You could have them go all the way with this. You could just have them be main event players if you would elevate them to that level. Instead, we have this 50-50 booking. They win some feuds, some little feuds with the Dudley Boys. They're booking them strong again, and then they have them hit this proverbial brick wall where they lose in this random six-man tag match. It's just like it was frustrating to see the outcome happen. The Wyatt family deserves better. I'm not sure where they go from here, because I don't know. If you guys let me know down in the comments section, where do we go from here with the Wyatt family? Because I'm frustrated as a fan of the Wyatt family and Bray Wyatt. Um, I just don't know what they do from here on out. I mean, you just have them lose, and then what? I don't know. So definitely the low point of this pay-per-view, to say the least, excuse me, and definitely very frustrating as a fan to watch. Then after this match, we had the Divas Championship match between Charlotte defending her title against Brie Bella. Wasn't a bad match. I thought it was going to be better than what it was. For what it was okay. Thankfully, Charlotte was able to retain her Divas Championship. It looked like I was thinking towards the end of the match when Brie got Charlotte into that yes lock, I was thinking, oh shit, they might have Brie win the title, by using Daniel Bryan's move in order to give her the title, as a nice send-off gift before she retires. Thankfully, because I really did not want Brie to end Charlotte's title reign. I felt like you keep that belt on her. You keep Charlotte going as that strong, dominant heel champion heading into WrestleMania 32. You can do the triple threat between Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha, or a singles match between Becky and Charlotte, and then have her lose the title on the grandest stage of them all, and hopefully bring back the women's title. And Charlotte, like I said, she was able to counter out of the S-lock. Ric Flair, he was trying to interfere and get Charlotte's leg on the bottom rope. Brie eventually gets Charlotte in a single leg crab lock, but Charlotte sends Brie's face right into the bottom rope, and from that, Charlotte was able to capitalize and lock in the figure 8 lock, and Brie taps out. So the right decision was made here, having Charlotte retain her Divas Championship, and I'm interested to see what direction they take Charlotte, along with the other women in the Divas division heading forward. So like I said, right decision here. The match was, I would just say, okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was just there. Then after that, we had my match of the night, Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles. Out of all three of their matches, they continually got better every time they stepped into the ring, and this match was definitely no different. I thought like the timing was really well there between Jericho and Styles. Move for move, you saw a lot of innovative offenses going up to the top rope with both guys. Jericho doing a nice drop kick right to, I believe, Styles' knee, and he was really working on that, and Styles looked like he was in a lot of pain. A lot of good selling in this match. And overall, like I said, I felt like every time the Styles and Jericho stepped into the ring with one another, they just, they put on a better and better match each and every time. And for me, this was definitely my favorite match out of the three that they had. And the end result with AJ going over was the right move. Styles, when he hit that Styles clash to Jericho for the 2 count, I was like, oh man, I thought he got him right then and there. But once he locked in, the calf crusher, and then when Jericho tapped, I was like, good. I'm glad AJ was able to pick up that win from Jericho after losing to him in his second match on SmackDown. I thought AJ came out of this match looking really great. Crowd was split 50-50, but they were really into this match, cheering for both Jericho and Styles. I think AJ's, doing really good right now. I felt like it was smart to book him in a feud with a legend like Chris Jericho that really helps establish him to the casual WWE fan to show that, yeah, AJ Styles is a big deal, and he most certainly is, but to the casual fan, that really helps solidify his status, and I feel like it really is working. And after the match, I was interested in them possibly teasing a Chris Jericho heel turn with the way that Jericho was looking all smug and arrogant at AJ. He was kind of almost looking like, I thought he was going to beat the shit out of him, like sneak attack him or whatnot. But AJ extended his hand out to Jericho, and then Jericho proceeded to shake AJ's hand as a sign of respect. So, personally, I would like to see this feud continue heading into WrestleMania. I feel like there's a lot more mileage left in this feud, especially if you turn Chris Jericho heel. And I feel like they could have another great match with an added stipulation on it at the show of shows. I feel like this could be almost a Jericho-Michaels feud in essence, with a long-term, long-developed story that could span throughout a number of pay-per-views, because I really don't get tired of seeing these guys step into the ring with one another based on the tremendous chemistry that they have. So yeah, this match, Styles Jericho 3, is my match of the night. Very good match. Very good match. After this, we had a disappointing segment, I have to say. It was the Cutting Edge Peep Show with special guests, The New Day. Edge and Christian come out. Great to see them. Like I said, props to them. I love them. One of the all-time great tag teams. For the benefits of those with flash photography, I had the honor and chance to meet Christian at WWE Access back at WrestleMania 29, so that was great. And Edge, one of my all-time favorites. Sad that he had to retire in 2011, but like I said, it was great seeing both of them together in the ring again. They were taking it all in. They were there, of course, to promote their show, and then eventually the New Day came out, and I was enjoying the stuff between Edge, Christian, and New Day, and I thought the segment was going pretty good, and I was hoping that the rumors of them calling down a team from NXT, such as Enzo Amore, Colin Cassidy, there were rumors of that floating around on the internet. I don't really read into that stuff, but I did hear about it and was hoping maybe they would have them they would debut by interrupting the New Day. When the New Day started talking up how they were beating all these tag teams on the main roster, I was like, maybe that'll be the chance for Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy come out. But no, instead of that, we get the League of Losers. You heard me right. The League of Nations come out. And to me, I just felt like they sucked the life out of this whole segment, because after that, the segment just went, it just was like, what are we doing here? And then the New Day got out of the ring. And then, Del Rio did get in Edge's face and say, I pretty much retired you, forced Edge to retire. Edge and Christian leave the ring. Edge says they were going to do a 5-second pose, but the League of, what do they call them? The International House of Dumbasses were in there. That's what they called them. And then the New Day begins to twerk, and they play the trombones. So that segment started off good, I'll give it that. But once the League of Losers came out there, it was just like, I'm sorry. They need to get rid of that stable as fast as possible. It's doing none of those guys favors. Barrett's on his way out. Sheamus is bland as dry paint. Rusev is, I don't know what they're doing with him. And who else is in that step? Del Rio. See, I almost forgot. He should go back to Lucha Underground. So it's just like, what are we doing here? Seriously, thought they should have called down a team from NXT. Missed opportunity there, definitely. Then we had this random match that is this was out of place. We had R-Truth versus Curtis Axel. Completely pointless. Moving on. Then we had our main event of the evening. I thought it was a very good match. I just did not like the outcome between Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Brock Lesnar in a triple threat match to determine the number one contender for the WWE World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania 32. Really good action in here. Early on, Brock dominated with just hitting suplex after suplex after suplex. Eventually, Reigns and Ambrose made this. This was smart, because this actually makes sense. If you're friends with somebody, Reigns and Ambrose, they're buddies, you take out the biggest guy in the ring, as they used to do with the Shield. So they hit a double power bomb on Lesnar through the table, taking the Beast out, and then that led to Ambrose and Reigns, starting to go at it in the ring. And, there was some good action there, pulling for Dean the whole time. I was holding on to hope that they would have Dean Ambrose win, please. But that's not what happened. Like I said, eventually Lesnar would get back in the ring, and, Ambrose would they would go back outside the ring, and Ambrose would clear the English announce table, and they would hit another Shield powerbomb, and they would begin. This was interesting. They began to stack the pieces of the broken announcer's table on top of Lesnar, so I thought that was kind of smart, kind of different. You don't really see that too often. And then, more back and forth action between Reigns and Ambrose. Match is going pretty good here. Then, towards the end of the match, Lesnar storms back into the ring. Reigns hits the spear on Lesnar, but then Lesnar locks in the Kimura lock. And then I like this when Ambrose just comes in and starts whacking people with the steel chair. He hits Lesnar with the chair, and he hits Reigns with the chair. And I'm going nuts. I'm like, hit him, Dean. Back, forth, hit. Go, Ambrose, go. Fight, Dean, fight. Come on, you can do it. Go to the main event of WrestleMania. And then Ambrose sends Lesnar to the outside. And then Reigns hits the spear and picks up the victory. So that's how that match ended. Felt like it was really kind of out of nowhere. It's just like Reigns wins, and it was just kind of like meh. Kind of a meh ending to a pretty good match. And after the match, Hunter comes out, and they have a stare down with Roman Reigns. So yeah, overall, there was some good stuff on this show. I'm not going to totally crap on it, but there was some stuff that I was just meh. I was kind of disappointed with. Like I said, I did enjoy the pre-show match between Callisto and Del Rio, like the tag match. I personally didn't enjoy Owens and Ziggler, but I admit that they did have a good match. It just wasn't for me. I thought the Wyatt match was blah. I thought the AJ and Jericho, really good match. Main event was good except for that ending. And the highlight reel, not the highlight reel, the Edge and Christian with the New Day started off good until the League of Nations came out. And then there was that R-Truth Curtis Axel match. Who gives a shit? So overall, at the highest, I would give this show either a C- or a D+. It's tough. I'm leaning between one or the other. Somewhere in between there if I had to. I'll go with a C- because really this show met my expectations because I didn't have much of expectations. So when you keep your expectations low and you're not blown away, it's just like, I watched the show. Don't really want to watch Raw the next night, so because felt like we were watching Sunday Night Raw tonight. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Fastlane 2016. Going with a C- to be generous. Like I said, trying to find the positives in this. Hopefully they go with Ambrose and Lesnar at WrestleMania. And, we're stuck with Reigns versus Triple H, so we'll have to see where they go with that. But let me know down in the comments section what you all thought of Fastlane 2016. Did you like it? Didn't you like it? Why or why not? Always enjoy. Up for discussion. Look forward to reading those. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate that. Please click that like and subscribe button for more video content coming to this channel. And tune in tomorrow night at 11:15 for my live review for Monday Night Raw. Until then, guys, take care, and I will see you on the other side. Peace.